A black pickup truck rolls to a stop. It looks like a police vehicle. Federal police markings are on its sides. Guarulhos International Airport, Sao Paulo, July 25, 2019. Jet fuel and hurried commerce fill the air. Four men get out. They wear masks. They carry rifles. They do not run. They do not shout. They walk with an official, mundane purpose. They move toward the cargo terminal, a node in global trade. No one raises an alarm. The illusion is perfect. These men are not police. They are thieves. They are here for gold. A shipment of precious metals sits inside the terminal, bound for New York, Zurich. The value is immense. Some reports, $30 million. Others, $40 million. Some cite 720 kilograms. Others claim 750 kilograms. Details blur. The core fact is sharp and cold. A fortune in gold is about to vanish in broad daylight. Long after the fake police truck disappears into Sao Paulo traffic, the question remains, not just how, but what mind conceives this? And what nerve executes it with such unnerving calm? The plan began with a simple idea. To break the rules, you must first look like you enforce them. The thieves acquired two Mitsubishi vehicles. They painted them black. They affixed decals to mimic the look of Brazil's federal police. This was not a crude imitation. From a distance, the cars were convincing. They were a key that could unlock the first gate. The uniforms were the next layer of the deception. Black tactical gear, masks, vests. They looked the part. They carried themselves with an air of authority that few would dare to question. This costume was their entry ticket. This careful preparation shows a specific kind of thinking. It is methodical. It is patient. They relied on perception. A police truck is a symbol of power. Men in uniform. Rifles. By adopting these symbols, the thieves bypassed the need for violence. They were not breaking into the system. They were being welcomed by it. The vehicles were not just painted, they were tailored for the job. It suggests a criminal organization with a clear hierarchy and specialized roles. Each step was a project in itself, a piece of a larger, more intricate puzzle. Every complex machine has a vulnerable component. For the Guarulhos Airport cargo terminal, that component was a person. The thieves did not guess where the gold was. They were told. According to police reports and subsequent confessions, the plan depended on inside help. The key figure was an airport employee, a logistics supervisor named Peterson Patricio. He was 33 years old. He had access. He knew the protocols. He knew the precise location of the high-value shipment. The thieves did not have to search for the gold. They were led directly to it. Initially, Patricio presented himself as a victim. He told police a harrowing story. He claimed the gang had kidnapped him and his family the night before the heist. He said they held them hostage to force his cooperation. For a short time, it worked. He was treated as a witness. But the evidence began to point in another direction. The cameras showed Patricio interacting with the masked men. He did not appear to be under duress. Instead, he was seen actively helping them. He gestured toward the containers holding the gold. He even helped them gather loose pieces of the precious metal. Eventually, the pressure from investigators became too much. Once in custody, Peterson Patricio confessed. He admitted his willing participation in the heist. He also clarified that his family knew nothing about his involvement. The hostage story was a complete fabrication to protect himself. His confession confirmed what the police had started to suspect. The heist was an inside job. The heist was a masterpiece of timing. The entire operation, from the moment the fake police truck arrived to the moment it drove away with the gold, took less than 3 minutes. This speed was not accidental. It was the core of the plan. A prolonged event increases the chance of detection, intervention, and failure. By the time anyone could fully process what was happening, it would already be over. They moved with a disciplined urgency, each man knowing his role, each action flowing seamlessly into the next. Security footage reveals this economy of motion. The masked men exit the truck. They confront the workers. They are led to the gold. A forklift, operated by an airport employee, is used to load the pallets of precious metals onto the back of their pickup. There is no wasted time, no hesitation. The men are not improvising. They are executing a rehearsed sequence of events. The absence of violence was also a strategic choice. Firing a weapon would have triggered an immediate, large-scale police response. The risk of capture or death would have skyrocketed. Their goal was the gold, not a confrontation. By keeping their weapons down and their voices low, they maintained control of the environment. This clockwork precision is a hallmark of sophisticated criminal organizations. It speaks to a group that operates more like a special forces unit than a common street gang. A secure facility breached without force, a fortune stolen without a single shot being fired. At the heart of this crime lies a specific psychological profile. It is a mind obsessed with control. The planners sought to control every variable: the time, the location, the guards, the inside man, their own team. This is not the chaotic, impulsive violence often associated with robbery. It is a calculated, detached exercise in risk management. The thieves did not want to fight. They wanted a smooth, predictable transaction. Their calm was a projection of this internal need for absolute command. This mindset can be described as a form of professional sociopathy. It is the ability to view other human beings not as people with feelings, but as objects or tools to be manipulated for a specific outcome. The airport workers were not seen as individuals. They were obstacles to be managed. Peterson Patricio was not a colleague to be persuaded. He was an asset to be activated. This cold detachment allows for ruthless efficiency. It removes morality from the equation. The only questions that matter are tactical. What works? What is the path of least resistance? Who can be used? While no shots were fired, the threat of deadly force was always present. The rifles were real. The possibility of things going wrong was real. To maintain composure under such pressure requires a rare kind of nerve. It is a mind that can compartmentalize fear, pushing it aside to focus on the task at hand. This is not the absence of fear, but the mastery of it. The heist demonstrates a deep understanding of systems, both human and logistical. They studied protocols not to break them, but to use them. They found the seams in the fabric of the institution. This is the thinking of an engineer or a strategist applied to a criminal enterprise. The 3 minutes inside the cargo terminal were only the most visible part of a much larger operation. A heist of this magnitude does not end when the truck drives away. The men who carried out the robbery were cogs in a bigger machine. Behind them stood a network responsible for logistics, intelligence, distribution. Someone had to launder the gold, melt it down, move it across borders, turn it back into cash. The gold was reportedly destined for markets in New York, Switzerland. After the heist, the police investigation began to uncover pieces of this network. Arrests were made. 3 suspects were taken into custody within weeks, including the airport supervisor, Peterson Patricio. Another man was accused of helping to arrange the transport of the 1,583 pounds of stolen metal after it left the airport. These arrests, however, seemed to only scratch the surface. The masterminds remained in the shadows. As of today, the vast majority of the stolen metal has never been recovered. Gold is a liquid asset in the criminal underworld. It can be melted down within hours, sold in small quantities, mixed with legally sourced gold, funneled into legitimate supply chains. The 750-kilogram haul likely dissolved into the global market, its origins erased by fire and finance. It requires a level of organization that mirrors a multinational corporation. There are specialists in logistics, finance, security. There is a chain of command. There is a long-term strategy. Law enforcement is trying to dismantle a hidden infrastructure. In the end, the story of the Sao Paulo gold heist is a study in contrasts. It is a story of meticulous planning and brazen audacity. It is a story of silence and immense value. It is a story of law-breaking executed while wearing the costume of the law. The minds behind this crime were both brilliant and profoundly corrupt. They possessed the skills of a strategist, the nerve of a soldier, and the ethics of a predator. They created a plan that was nearly perfect in its execution, a crime that was as much a work of art as it was an act of theft. The legal system provides one form of justice. Arrests were made. A confession was secured. The state demonstrated its ability to respond. But this response feels incomplete. The masterminds are likely still free. The gold is gone forever. The crime exposed a vulnerability that is not easily fixed. The vulnerability of human trust. The thieves showed that the most secure systems can be defeated not by force, but by deception. The line between order and chaos is thinner than we think. The minds that build our world are not so different from the minds that seek to plunder it. The only difference is intent.